How's it going, everybody? And we apologize. We're a few minutes late, combination of things, but we're happy to be here with you guys. And Manny, what's up, man? How's it going?
Going great, man. Fuck, it was traffic. That's why we're late.
You know what? I usually don't have anything to do before, so I usually like getting myself going early. But today wasn't one of those days. Today I did have some commitments before, and I was running a little late. But other than that, how's your week going so far?
You know what? It's been a great week. It's been an awesome, badass week. Yesterday was obviously the Galaxy Outlaws 2 years anniversary, and then we got notified that we became a nonprofit yesterday. So that was a big up for our group. So shout out to our group. That was a 5 year plan. We did it in 2 years. So really happy about that.
So go ahead and touch a little bit about the accomplishments so far of the Galaxy Outlaws. For example, you said it's been 2 years. I think I started hanging out with you guys and going to games. I believe it was about July, so I missed the first few months. But give us a recap of that time.
Uh, when we first started, it was just a few of us. It was my brothers and my friends, and I think probably like 12, 13 of us. We reached out to the supporter groups. We told who we were and our name, and we just wanted to join the party, have fun. There were badass people, from ACB, Riot Squad, Galaxians. They're all badass, Uh, we met with the FOs. They gave us kind of like what we had to do to become an official supporter group, and you know what? We started going to work, and we got people that followed us and became members with us, and we've done charity works. We've done raffles for. We've helped out with AFTRA. We've done Los Patojos. I know we've done stuff for El Pescador, for some raffles for raising money for books. Uh, so all the people that showed up to El Pescador at the stadium with us that were from day one had been grinding with us. We were standing first in line to try to get the same seats over and over and over again. So that was a grind to, my sister, she'd be like 3 hours way ahead before anybody showed up. Uh, Now, if I move fast forward, we're helping out painting, we're doing flags, we're doing banners, tifos. Um, Fuck, it's a shitload that goes on. We're doing drums, we're painting drums, we're drumming, something that I've never done in my life, and now I'm a drummer part of V Block. Shout out to Cheesy, shout out to Little Apple, Saul, Ish that's helped me learn how to drum. I only know one beat, but fuck it. Uh, we're doing a little. You're a capo. Fuck, I never seen you fucking yell at nobody. Look at now, you're out there yelling at people. So we've come a long way. We've traveled as a group to San Jose. We've gone to Houston. Um, so it's been an amazing 2 years so far, and it can only get better now, in my opinion.
Is there any memory that pops up to you? Because with me, there's a few memories, but that first game of V Block, us being in 120 for the first time, that's one of those memories that I have that whole day from the beginning at the tailgate until the time I left. Is one of the biggest memories I have being part of the Galaxy Outlaws. What's some of the memories that stand out to you?
One of the memories that really stands out to me is, I know Rudy's here in the chat. There was one time that I was at the tailgate. I was running in, and I was trying to put my banner because they would take our banners in, and they're like, "Oh, let's have a beer, or let's do this," and I was like, "Nah, man, I can't." They're like, "Why?" I gotta go in line. They're like, "Well, what do you mean?" I'm like, "I gotta go get the first seats that I always have to go get. I have to go save them. I have to go save them for my 15 people. I have to go put scarves down." And he's like, "For real?" I'm like, "You guys do that every day?" I'm like, "Every game we're here," and I was just running. He's like, "Look, if you can do that, and we see you every day, every game, front of the line, you're determined to make this happen." And they gave me my respects. At that point, I was like, you know what, I'm earning the respects of the supporters that they see me grinding out there. And then the group came around, and they you know what I mean, it felt good.
Yeah, you know what? It's been a really good experience these first 2 years. But as Galaxy fans, the best yet to come. But let's go ahead and transition into our first talk of today. We do have a few guests are going to be coming on shortly, but we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go ahead and talk some Liga G. Just a quick update on the standings. Beer Belly Boys have taken the first place. They have 30 points. Rhino FC right behind them with 27. G Empire and De La Guerra tied for third and fourth with 21 points. Walnuts Park has 15. CD Angelinos holding on to the last playoff spot with 12 points. And right behind them, tied with 12 points, Pineapple Brats. Galacticos, with 4 wins in 5 games, have climbed out of 10th and are sitting in 8th place. Boracheks with 9 and Boracheks with 12, and Barcelona with 9. So, Manny, what do you think about these updated standings, and how has it been for your team this week?
Updated standings are pretty good. The top 3 teams are, well, top 4 teams. They're the cream of the crop right now. They all play different, and they're pretty good. Now, if you go from Walnut Park down, it's pretty much a fight now every game. CD Angelino's holding on to the last spot. They were in the same spot they were in last season. Now, have they learned from that? I think they made a couple of signings to try to help themselves out. I know Juana did also. They had to help out the defensive side with Brun. We did some offensive signings to try to help out our firepower. Barcelona dropped a little bit, but they're still in the fight. So these next 2 matches to the decision days will be crucial. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to be a part of.
Yeah, it really is. And then talking about our team, I feel we've improved. We started off, I think it was 4 or 6 losses, and then from there, right now we are with 4 wins in the last 5 games. I think we've improved. Like you said, we've gotten players, and the players we've gotten, they've made an immediate impact. Jesse scored in his first game. Bode scored in his first game. Rooney has scored, and he's gave assist as well. We had Scott who played, and he had 2 goals and I believe an assist. So all these players that we've brought in, they've made an immediate impact, and I think that's very important for us and very important for the team. And we're just right now. Last year, our strength was the defense, and now it has changed. Now I feel we struggle defensively a little bit, but we have depth, we have competition, and I'm excited to see what else comes. But let's go ahead and bring in our guests for today. They are familiar faces. Many of you guys know them. They are from the G30 Podcast. So let's go ahead and welcome the guys. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Going
what's
good,
up?
man.
What's
Hey,
up? What's going
yo,
on?
what up?
So just to introduce you guys by name, we do have Nelson, we have Michael, and then we have Timmy. Timmy's making his second appearance with us. He was part of the Liga Galaxia episode that we had. But Nelson, how's it going, man? How are you?
It's going good, man. And I have a little Outlaws story, a little bit. I was thinking about it. Manny was saying, he brought up Houston. And, I lived in Texas I'm from LA, but I lived in Texas for a little bit. I had been down to FC Dallas or whatever. I've been around on like half away days, but like Houston was my first real like away days in many years of following the team. And it might have been you, Manny. I'm not sure, but we showed up to the airport and I was kind of looking around a little shy and kind of like looking to see who I was going to jump into. And it was some Outlaws immediately. They were like, "Hey, man," and like, pulled me in, and it was fun thinking about that as your 2-year anniversary is coming around. And Houston was a long time ago, but nothing but love for the Outlaws for sure. That was my little side Outlaw story. But we're good, man. Happy to be here tonight.
I would say, like, yeah, it could have been us because I was my brother, myself, and maybe like 4 other members that went. So we're all rolling kind of together. So, we're pretty much like that. We see somebody walking, hey, just come on, you're with us now. Let's go. That's how we got Kevin.
Yeah, we met in San Jose. I was alone at that game, San Jose away, and that's where I met Manny, his brother, and the rest of his family. And now that's when I ended up joining the Galaxy Outlaws, and now we're 2 years in. What about you, Michael? How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. I'm glad that, I can be here and talk to the Community boys. This is my first appearance talking on another podcast, so I'm just glad to get on with you boys. Have some
Yes,
fun.
sir.
And then Timmy, you're we consider, well, all of you guys a friend, right? Because anyone that's a G is a friend. But you're making your second appearance. How's it going?
It's going good, man. I'm glad to be back, man. I know this episode's going to be a good one, man. You guys are
And,
really entertaining.
and you know what? It's something a little different. So right here, like we were telling you earlier, go ahead and talk as much as you guys want. When we finish this, we usually still stay on a Zoom call until maybe 1, 2 in the morning sometimes. So you guys know that we love to talk. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with Nelson. How did you become a Galaxy fan, and about how long ago was that?
Okay, so this is a funny story. A girl I was dating took me many, many, many years ago. Her family was like they were season ticket holders, and this is about '07. And I went and kind of casually, followed it. It like swept up in the Beckham, right? Like I'm in the Beckham kind of like years. And I, honestly, and I, a couple years of this of casual following, right? And I hit like a dark skid a little bit in my life, and there were some tough things going on, and the Galaxy pulled my attention, and I got really into following the team, and it took my mind off of things, and I went like met cool fucking people, and just got sucked in, man. It was there for me when I needed it, and it's been G's ever since.
That was up because sometimes it is a gateway for people. Shout out to Cheesy. He just posted up that he was going through some stuff, and he's like, hey, you know what? I just walked the dignity, and then you know what I mean, just to remember stuff. So, but let me ask you this: if you're married, do you tell your if you're married, do you tell your wife that you got became a Galaxy fan because of your ex girlfriend?
I am married a month now, actually, but we've been together.
Congratulations about that.
Thank you. We've been together about 10 years. Yeah, we've talked about it. We're open, and you know what? Honestly, since we've dated, she's become a legitimate, honest Galaxy fan. Mike can attest to that.
Emma Boateng, like
yeah, she
forever,
rocks
dude.
an Emma Boateng jersey, dude.
That
Like,
was up. That was up.
So she's deep, and she loves it, and it's in our family. And we were talking last night on G30 a little bit about like this generation of kids coming up, right? Like I'm excited for my children, if I'm lucky enough to have them, to have them from the crib, and that's what we're doing. It's family. G's are family, man.
Yeah. Shout out to your wife. That's badass.
Thank you.
And then Michael, what about you? How did you become a Galaxy fan? About how long have you been a Galaxy fan?
I'm 19 now, so I started following the Galaxy around when I was 12, and my first ever Galaxy game was with my brother. He took me to go watch Portland, and at the time I was around 11, and I got to watch some super incredibly talented G's player in a very awesome era. And I look back on it now, and I'm very like regretful that I didn't pay enough attention to it, or I was just a little bit too young to realize who I was watching. Like I was watching Donovan, Robbie Keane, Beckham. And granted, I got to see a little bit of those guys as I got older and started paying more attention. But it was a gateway. It sort of came down to me from my brother. And I've been lucky enough to get into soccer because initially I wasn't the biggest soccer fan. I'm a baseball player by trade. And, being a baseball player, baseball and soccer are two very different sports. But being able to go to, at the time, it was the Home Depot Center still, to go watch the Galaxy, it was super fun. And it caught my attention immediately.
You know what? It's funny because most baseball players and soccer players, they think alike, but they just don't like each other's sport. Like,
Yeah.
say, for example, I like soccer, but I can't watch baseball on TV, but I could go watch it live. You know what I mean? I
No,
would enjoy
yeah.
it live.
Same
And
here.
the same thing with baseball players, like they can't watch it, they can't watch the sport on TV. But if you take them to the event of soccer, they'll be like, hey, this is totally
This is
different. They might
awesome.
just like it. They're like, oh shit, this is totally what not TV shows.
Mm-hmm. And another thing that got me into it was like, I mean, I was 11, 12. Like I was super stuck to playing Xbox. And my brother was like, yo, do you want to get FIFA 12? And that was my like first real introduction. And then I was stuck to FIFA. And then that's how I grew my knowledge of the game. And it sort of branched out to me seeking out to watch European soccer, paying more attention to the domestic MLS and just everything that revolves around it. And I feel like I would be living a very different life if I wasn't watching the Galaxy.
And then what about you, Timmy?
So I kind of said it on the first podcast I was on here, but I just realized that it goes a little bit deeper than that. So I pretty much started becoming a Galaxy fan when I was about 9 years old. I can't remember who the Galaxy were playing, but I was about 9 years old and I was sitting on like one of the bleacher chairs. It wasn't where like Victoria Block is, but it was on the other side, kind of like where the box seats are. And I was watching this handsome man taking a free kick from the corner of the box. I'm like, oh, dude, this dude's handsome. I kind of like this guy. You know, he seems pretty cool. And then this dude bangs it in the back of the net. I'm like, dude, yo, who is that? And it was the
Carlos,
man,
El
the myth, the
Fando?
legend, David Beckham.
Oh, I thought it was Fando. I was
El
like,
Fando.
No, but yeah, then like I just fell in love with that man. How the way he played the sport and the way he played with the Galaxy, man. That's what pretty much caught my attention. David Beckham is like my goat for the Galaxy, pretty much. I didn't really grow up in the era of like where the Galaxy started because I wasn't born yet. I was born in 2001 and the Galaxy started in 1996. But that's where my love sparked, bro. I fell in love with David Beckham and I fell in love with the entire Galaxy and like almost got to witness them win an MLS Cup. But it was awesome.
And then I remember we asked Timmy this question when we had him last time. But Nelson, are you part of any supporter group, or when you go to games, like where do you sit, or how's your game day experience?
Okay, so this is a big controversy because none of us are supporters in a supporters group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're all supporters, but we're not affiliated to a supporters group. I have tickets in 108. And I've had those tickets about 4 years now, but I've gone with Mike and we've split time between ACB and Riot Squad, like outside, just kind of bouncing around and taking it all in the parking lot, whatever. Haven't had the opportunity to do that with the Outlaws yet. Hopefully we can do that soon after all of this shit is over. With the pandemic and stuff, but we are not actually members of supporters groups.
you guys are more than welcome to come hang out with us.
Thank you,
Affiliated,
man.
not affiliated. Just come out, have
Okay.
some beers. We're good.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah,
Just come out and hang out. Shit, that's all we're about, man.
Appreciate it.
100% down.
100%.
Make
And
sure you
yeah,
guys can chug them though.
Hey, we'll bring some stuff. Yeah.
and I think all this quarantine stuff has helped with that because, for example, I know you guys play in the Xbox League, and I feel there's a lot of different supporters from different supporter groups, and I think that's just gonna bring everybody back together. And when we go back, I think it's gonna be so much more fun than what it used to be before. But Michael, so far, the time you've been a Galaxy fan, what's been your biggest memory or memories, if you have multiple, that you would like to share?
Okay, so I remember it is probably my best moment as a Galaxy fan, and it was when Zlatan Ibrahimovic signed with us years ago,
Sir.
or a few years ago. And I remember my brother calling me out of school to go to the stadium store to go pick up my Zlatan authentic jersey from the team store, only to get called out of school again the next day to go to the first El Tráfico game and seeing that Zlatan goal from the half line. I've never hugged my brother. I've never hugged my brother, but in that moment I was so like, holy shit. Like
Look
he
at that.
touched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The G's giving out hugs.
Yeah, seriously. I've never been like, oh shit. Because I remember at halftime we were down like 3-1 and I was like, oh, here we go. We have to sit through a shit show. But that is probably my biggest moment as a G's fan. That sticks out to me immediately.
And then Nelson, which one is yours?
You cannot say that. You cannot say the Zlatan one.
Yeah,
That's a different one.
I'm thinking. Immediately that would have been my answer. I've never in sports, I have never seen anything like that in person. So that was crazy. But I do remember a lot of the Beckham free kicks, like when he was kind of at the end after he had we loved him now after everyone had shit on him for a while. Like he's doing these like after scoring, free kicks and stuff. I remember a lot of those. I love that Donovan goal in the Houston Cup. But on that note, I was in, like I had said, I had moved to Texas for school and stuff around 2012, and I went to a Houston Dynamo bar to watch the 2012 Cup. And we were down. They had scored something. I think it was 1-0. I can't remember. But I remember sitting there and looking at my lady, and I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back." And they were talking shit, and they were dumping on us. We're the only Galaxy fans there. And we're like, just wait, just wait. And then the game turned, and we're like, yeah, that's right. We won the cup and walked out of there. And that's it's an away memory, but like
Yeah.
it's one I hold dear.
But
And
the
then-
way you come up, so that's all that matters.
Yeah. And then Timmy, do you want to share a memory that you have of the Galaxy, one of your favorite?
I have a lot of favorites if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, but the one that sticks out to me the most is the Zlatan Hat Trick when he scored against LAFC. That is my all-time favorite Zlatan game because that dude freaking balled out, man. And I think my favorite goal was when the third goal that he scored, his final third goal, and then he was running to celebrate, and he saw Latif Blessing in the way. He was like, "Man, get your ass out the way," and he freaking smacked him away. I think that's like my favorite Zlatan memory of coming here. Oh, one of them, but that's like the one that sticks out to me the most because that was a really fun game. Because I was with my uncle, my cousin, and my little brother, who is an LAFC fan, sadly. But it was just dope because I've never seen my uncle celebrate goals like that in my life. This dude was like jumping up and down. He was hugging me and he was hugging his son too. My cousins, we were all just enjoying the game. It was a great experience. I'll cherish that memory forever.
That was up. That was up. And tell your cousin that he's not invited no more.
Oh no, it's my little brother. It's my
Oh,
little
no,
brother.
Tell him like,
My little
Tell him
brother.
to not pull
Oh,
up.
it's
"Hey,
brother.
bro, leave his ass at home."
Yeah,
What
that's
a-
what we're gonna do.
What about y'all? I'd love to hear some of yours.
Kevin, you want to go first? You probably have a lot. So you're a Macoso since you were small with the Galaxy.
Well, yeah, the way I've never told the story how I became a Galaxy fan, but my uncle, he was probably around my age at the time. He would take me to games. I was probably 3 or 4. My dad also followed the Galaxy, but my uncle had season tickets, so he always took me to games and stuff. But one of my favorite memories, I think I was in the 2nd grade. I remember my dad took me out of school. We went to Boston to go watch the MLS Cup in 2002. And that's the one when we win it. We were right at the side of the field where Carlos Ruiz scores, and that corner where he goes, we were like right there. I remember it was a cold day, and it's just one of the biggest memories I have. And for different reasons. That was because it's the first championship. That's the one where I'm like, okay, this is absolutely one of the best memories, being able to see his team win a championship. But even, for example, one of my biggest memories is when we went to the Galaxy LAFC away with Manny. It was the 3-3. But just being in the stadium when you know a lot of people don't like you, and then we got up on the, we scored early. Pavon scores and Zlatan scores, and just celebrating those goals with people you don't even know. But at the moment, it's like you've been knowing them for a lifetime. Those are pretty big experiences for me. And then one last quick one. The game I met Manny was at San Jose. We lost 3-0. The next morning, I was flying back. And I fly standby because of my dad. And my flight, it was overbooked. I couldn't make it. I was mad. I was tired. I was hungry. And as I'm walking, I see Dominic Kinnear. And I'm like, if Dominic Kinnear's here, the team must be here. I just start walking around the terminal, and I see Slot and the rest of the guys. And that was another cool experience. What about you, Manny?
Me, it has nothing to do kind of like with the stadium. It's what made me a Galaxy fan, I guess you could say that. So in 2014, I was in a kind of like in a mode that I want to try different things. 'Cause, I used to have season tickets, not season, but like mini plans for the Dodgers, for the Clippers. I used to go to the Kings game. And, one day I was like, you know what? This is what I'm used to. I've never done anything different. So I think I went to the LA Kiss game. You know what I mean? I'm like, look, it's Donovan's last season. I need to see him play you know, before he ever leaves. I'm a big Donovan fan. I'm a big USA national team fan. So I bought tickets. I had told my family, like, I'm going. If you guys want to come, come. If you guys don't want to go, it's up to you guys. So they're like, yeah, let's go try out something new. And I realized that I have no Galaxy gear. I was like, where the fuck? Where can I buy Galaxy gear? I don't know where the fuck to go get it at, So I started calling places, and then the closest place I got was the Team LA store and right there at the Digs. So I went to go buy a T-shirt. As I was coming out, Sardis came out, and I was like, oh, I wonder if he'll sign something. And he's like, yeah, I'll sign it. I was like, oh shit, he'll sign something. And then Jorginho came out, Benedo came out. Players were coming out, and they were just signing everybody's stuff there, like if they were just regular people. And I was like, this shit is tight. This shit is tight. Like, I'm gonna get the whole fucking team signature. So I like, hey, where's Donovan? And they're like, oh, he's still inside. And I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go find something that he can actually sign. I went to go buy the San Antonio Donovan jersey, the USA one. I was like, if he signs this shit, I'm never gonna wear this shit ever again. I overmaxed my fucking card. I overdrafted. I was like, fuck this shit. This is one in a lifetime I'm ever gonna be able to see him if he comes out. I waited 2 hours. Motherfucker never came out because he went out the back way. But I appreciate that he went the back way instead of just telling me no. But I actually have the whole 2014 ball signed by everybody except Donovan. It just I was there and I went home and I was happy as hell. And my girl's like, "What are you talking? Like, look, I'm sorry, the Dodgers will never stop and sign everybody's ball. The Clippers will never, like, they're super. Yeah. Like, these guys were just normal people. And Pinedo gave away like his gloves. You know what I mean? He was like a badass human being. I was like, that's it. I will become a season ticket holder for them. And then just because of that, I didn't even know how good or how bad they were doing. I was like, hey, just because of that, they've earned my money.
It's the spirit of the club. Like, that's the spirit of it's the beautiful part of it. I feel like. And
then ever since then, I never looked back.
And you know what? I was actually having this conversation with my dad this week. I consider myself a diehard Laker fan. I consider myself a Dodger fan. But when it comes to the Galaxy, it's something different. I think it's more of a special connection because it's like I feel a little bit more engaged. I feel like I could make more of an impact as a fan rather than a Laker fan, because there's millions of Laker fans. Even though the Galaxy probably has the biggest fan base, not just in the United States, but I know in Central America that's the club to be. I know that in Europe they're known, but it's not like compared like to these other sports. And I feel that connection that you make with the club is very special, and it's way different than other sports.
And it's funny that you say that because once I got into the stadium, like the drums called me. Kid you not, the drums, I would hear the drums like, oh, that's badass. I like that. That's where I need to be at. Why am I over here? But obviously I had my kids and I had my wife. I didn't actually know what was going on over there. We actually won sweet tickets of that. They do like a raffle. So I took my dad, like, here, look, it's all you can eat, hot dogs. And like, oh, there's 4 tickets. You're not staying there? I'm like, no, you guys all stay here, and I'm going to go over there. I'll go sit over there in general admission. That's what I belong at. I don't belong here. I'm going to go over there. And they're like, you're crazy. I'm like, the drums call me, man. The drums call me. And look at me now.
You became a drummer now.
I became a drummer. There you go.
Yeah.
It's dope.
And then, now that we're talking about drumming and supporter groups and stuff like that, is that something that calls your guys' attention? Even like, let's say a few games, maybe let's say the Galaxy San Jose game where the atmosphere is great. Do you guys see yourself like at least a few games coming into either Victoria Block or Riot Squad? And I think that's great that you guys have options. And I feel like it's great to go one game with Riot Squad, another game coming to section 121, then 120. I think it's something cool. But do you guys see yourself whenever we're able to go to the stadium, maybe coming into the supporter section?
Anybody. Yeah.
Timmy, you want to go?
Yeah. Definitely. I definitely see myself in the future coming into one of the supporter groups. I don't know which one. There's a lot of options, but a lot of them have a lot of energy, and I really appreciate that because I build my energy off of everyone else's energy. So if everyone else is like hyped and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely going to be hyped as well. So most definitely, I see myself being in a supporters group. Don't know which one yet, but definitely sooner than later.
Oh, what's up? You're going to be rocking that Chancho's jersey, right? When you guys make one, right?
Most likely,
We
yeah.
gotta
We'll
get
be
that.
repping
We gotta
wooden
get that
spoon
figured
jersey.
out.
Yeah.
wooden spoon jersey.
But wait a minute. If you guys go in and then the chocolate trucks will look at you guys like, "Hey, get your ass to work." We're like, "What the fuck? I can support you."
Yeah.
I was with. Oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say we weren't gonna make it as like the uniforms. Not too close. We'll go take a look at the uniforms first, and then we'll make the jerseys. Go ahead, Nelson. That's what I was gonna say.
No, it's good. I was with. I think it was a good mix in Houston last time. I'm just thinking back to the last game, and because it's away, everybody's in that energy, right? I think I was with a lot of ACB people. I've been with Riot Squad before, casually, like you guys are saying, like kind of just like in and around, but I also respect the work that goes into being a supporters group, right? So like I feel bad kind of like I don't want to like bite on it. Like I know it's not like that. I know we're all family, but I really, really respect what it takes to be a supporters group for this club, right? And because of that respect, I have great respect for it. And I don't go into it often.
See,
But
I think right there, as the respect, we appreciate that, but just come in and have fun. That's what we want you to do. Come in and have fun.
It's not like some elitist
yeah, like we don't want you to feel like, oh, we don't come here often. Like with the time that you want to come in and have fun and enjoy yourself. That's what we want you to be. Come in, bring in that energy that you have balled up, and fucking sing with us, chant with us, drink with us, whatever the hell. Fucking hit the drum if you want.
Yeah.
Shit, you know
Oh,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like you know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean? That's what we want.
we're gonna come visit you next time we can, Manny.
Oh fuck that!
That's 100.
You guys gonna distract me? I'm gonna fuck up the beat.
And you know
What
what?
about-
Just to touch real quick, since it is the we're still celebrating the 2-year anniversary from yesterday, right? And you say all this hard work, and I personally never thought all the work that it takes, and it's a team effort. Like with us, Manny leads the way, but he knows that he has support for things because it's like we don't want him to do everything because he has a family, he has other things, and he sacrifices that. Also, like me and him, like we talk so much. Like I always joke with him that I get more calls from him than I get from my girlfriend, and it's always like different ideas or different things that we have to get done. So I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, but just I'll take this chance, man, and say thank you because we know you're the one that started this for us. I know you always say it's a team effort because you said it multiple times in our group chats yesterday, but I'm pretty sure from the group to you, we just want to say thank you because I know all that hard work that you put, sacrifices from the family, money, because a lot of the stuff came out of pocket from you, and yeah, just thank you to you from the Outlaws.
Thank you guys, but for me,
That's 100.
it's all about a community, man. Whatever our G's need, I'm gonna be there to support. Whether I can do it with money, physically, it doesn't matter. I don't care what group you're part of, or you're part of a group, not this. As long as you're a G, man, you're cool with me, and I'm gonna support whatever you guys do. And that was up. That's all I care about. Shit, I care about our family, and that's the 27, 37, 50,000, 100, a million G's that are out there.
Yeah,
What?
and then
That's
go
dope.
ahead.
No, I was gonna ask Mike. I want to know what he thinks. A growing young man. What do you think about supporters, man? Where do you see yourself?
It's honestly one of those things where you'd mention where it seems kind of daunting, and I have to remind myself sometimes that hey, it's not like an elitist thing. Like these are just normal G's that go to have fun for the 90 minutes plus the time of the tailgate. But I would really like to sit in V Block because the few times that we did go to the stadium once V Block was open, just the energy that like ACB brings. I'm pretty sure the Galaxians sit there as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, no. I think ACB is fucking crazy, and Lars is so iconic with their little corner of the stadium and their big ass drum. Like, honestly, just being able to be around those guys that have fun and have like a deeper connection with the club outside of just going there for the 90 minutes. I mean, I'd love to be at any one of those supporter groups and even spend some time with the Outlaws because we're definitely hitting them next once we can go back. But
yeah, like you said,
Yep.
there's pre-parties, there's the game, when there's after parties, there's like so much that goes on beyond the game. Group
Sheesh.
chats, discords. I know play golf with some people. Fuck, we just do whatever the fuck hey, let's go do this shit. All right, fuck it.
They're saying you got a tea time, Manny. Is this true?
It's because let me explain that. So I'm part of straight from the standard Liga Galaxia, right? So we're doing this team bonding that's gonna help us out. So a lot of us downloaded PGA Golf 2K21. So we play. If you lose the hole, you have to drink. And fucking last game, I lost like 12 holes, and I was like, fuck, I was fucked up by the time. So that's what they want me to hurry up and go play. So I was like, nah, y'all gotta wait.
Yeah,
shit, but like it's like shit like that, like it just kind of like evolved into becoming more friendships out of anything. They're ACB, we're outlaws, we all get along. With Riot Squad, I know some about Bob, I know Mike, I know Mario, I know a lot of people based on sports, basically just walking around drinking a beer with them, even going to some of the bars that they hit up. You know what I mean? They have good shit too. Everybody does.
Yeah, and for all those that are not currently part of a supporter group or want to, but they're like, oh, you know what, I don't know anyone, just come and say hi. People are always gonna talk to you. They're gonna bring you into their groups, and it's a great experience. And go ahead and check all of them out. I think they all bring something different, and in a good way. It's kind of like I've talked to you guys about the differences of all the podcasts. They all bring something good, and some things are a little different, but they all bring a good mixture. So if you like going with the Riot Squad, or you like coming with us, or going with ACB, Galaxians, at the end of the day, we're all there to support the same crest, support the same colors, and that's all that matters. And also, always go to an away game. I think that's where that bond grows even stronger. But let's go ahead and talk about.
Before you say that, exactly what you said about the podcast. The podcast that we had, a couple of days ago, it left me wanting to fuck my out. I wanted to do some more. I can't wait to hear more. I can't wait to hear the second part of this shit. Like, what happened? What did they think? Or what's going on? And I like that.
Sure. And we're gonna touch real quick about how you guys started, and then we'll go into some Galaxy talk, because I think yesterday we were having a pretty good conversations, and I want to just have a free, open flow conversation and see where it goes. But before I ask you guys how you guys came about the podcast, how did you guys meet? Go ahead and Nelson and touch about how all three of you guys met.
I met my brother when I was 15. There's a pretty sizable gap here. Which is great, right? Like when we were talking about the memories earlier, right? Like my memories are a lot different.
Who's always the right one though? The younger one or the older one?
Yeah.
Oh no, it's definitely him. It's so 100% him.
You know what? I can feel that because I have an older brother, and it's always gonna be like, shit, he has to be right. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. We're pretty.
We go back and forth.
We go back and forth.
But that's good though.
Yeah. It's I hit up Mike, but that's like the G30 thing. Part of it, I think, is the difference in ages, right? It's like different opinions, different eyes on the team, and I think that's good. But Mike and I were talking just about a year ago. It's like, fuck, we should do a pod. But again, it's that, like, it's the barrier to do it, right? It's like the little bit of fear to put yourself out there. So it took us a little while.
And what angle to come at?
Right, because there are so many and they're all good, and you don't want to step on somebody else's toes, and you want to respect what's been done, and like you want to do something new. So it's, I think Mike and I had been talking about it for a while, and then we got with this boy. Mike, you want to take over?
Yeah, so me and Tim have been homies for a really long time. We've always played soccer together, and I met Tim in middle school when I was a very big, whopping 12 years old. And I've just sort of kept in contact through Timmy through playing Xbox, and just hanging out with Tim, playing soccer. And, now we're here a few years later, and he just sort of gelled well with my brother and me, and it just is this one great big G30 family.
Yep.
And then when you guys met, did you guys know that you guys were both Galaxy fans, or how did that come about, or was it did you guys become Galaxy fans after? Any of you guys?
Yeah, I feel like I was going through like my little Euro snob phase where I was like, I only watch European soccer, but I knew from the jump that Timmy was always a G's fan, because Timmy reps it so hard. It's crazy. It's really crazy.
I can
rep
tell
it
he still
everywhere.
has that Geo up top, so I'm like, he reps
Yeah,
it.
bro.
I'm gonna switch it. I have Keen on the other side. I'm gonna switch it next time I come on here,
Flip
bro.
it, bro. Flip it.
Probably
We
flip
got-
it, burn it. I'm probably gonna burn it now.
Hell no.
Nah, don't burn it. Don't burn it. Don't burn it. Just just put it away.
Just in case he ever comes
sure.
back, you never know. Maybe he retires with
He
G.
might. He
I
might.
don't. Oh my god! Don't even put that into the universe,
Keep
man.
Keep
I
him
don't
away,
want
bro.
that
We
shit.
don't
I don't
want
want
him.
that shit. I don't want that shit either.
Yeah,
Not again.
exactly.
Not again.
Yeah, I want to hear from Tim real quick because I'm curious. We've never even talked about it. How did you and Mike figure out you were G's?
So, I guess I can't really explain it because I guess I saw Mikey wear a Galaxy jersey one day. I think it was Sports Day at our school, and he wore a G jersey. I'm like, oh shoot, he's a Galaxy fan. Hey, I'm a Galaxy fan too. But yeah, I guess that's how that came out, and we just kept talking to each other about the Galaxy. Like, oh, bro, have you seen this and that? And we just talked about the rumors and it's all this crazy stuff, bro. We still have yet to link up at a game because usually, because it's crazy because we're always at the stadium at the same time when the game's happening, but we never link up.
It's
So,
'cause you have to
after
show up to the
before.
tailgate. You have to show up to the tailgate. That's
Yeah.
where everything goes down.
There we go.
Yeah, I have yet to go to a tailgate.
They're
either, so
about
that's-
tailgate age now. They were a little younger before, but they're about
Mhm.
tailgate age now.
And you know what? Just
There's always tacos or something. There's always something there to give
Yeah.
out, man.
and
show
just
up.
thinking ahead. Let's say by the time it's safe to go to the stadium, Manny, can you imagine that tailgate? We're not gonna fit in the tailgate where ACB's at and where Lars is at. I think they're gonna have to close a parking lot and like just let us tailgate like all over the place. Because
yeah.
if that first official game of Victoria Block, the home opener, it was packed, it was awesome, it was crazy, and imagine after everything that we've all gone through, being some of us without work, quarantine, and all this stuff. I think that
You know
first game is gonna be awesome.
The first game, a lot of it's gonna be shit faced. I'm gonna tell you that. But
100%.
we're gonna need those. Hello, my name is.
Like stickers.
At this
And
I'm from-
your pro club player name.
to know who the hell you are, like they
The pro club's name. The pro
Yeah.
club's name. Yeah.
My gamer tag.
something like, oh shit, I thought you that. Okay, I know who you are. We played on this team together or something. Oh yeah,
Guys,
you kidding me?
imagine the first goal. It hadn't even occurred to me. Imagine the first goal. I can't even
That'd be
like I get
crazy.
goosebumps
Bro,
thinking about
the
it.
first win that we can actually witness. The
Mhm,
first
for real.
game we were there, if they would have given us a win, we would have exploded.
Just a
the
goal.
first
Just a goal. That section V block was gonna explode because it was awesome,
It's
and
That
if we
energy
just-
was crazy.
it's such a shame. Yeah. I walked in there and I was like, I'd never seen that, right? Like
Hey,
it was
man.
a whole new, yeah.
Somebody put out a Google sheet to everybody put their what they wanted to put on their name tag to show up at the dig, so we all know who they are.
Yeah, I
I'm gonna
wanted
be
to.
like,
Go ahead,
what's
Mikey.
up,
I'll talk.
no, I'm just gonna be like a big ass Chonchos logo right here and my player name.
The
my Twitter
taco,
at-
the angry taco.
Yes. Shout out to Rudy for that logo too, man. He came in clutch. That was a really dope logo. But yeah, back to what I was saying about the Victoria Block. When I first saw it in action in the first game, dude, honestly, when I walked into that stadium the first time and saw them bring out the little banners and everything, I'm like, oh my god, dude, we're gonna freaking win this game. The energy was just too insane. Like, I was just in shock at the end result of what happened. I'm like, bro, did we really just lose this right now? What the hell happened, bro? The energy was just too crazy. I was so disappointed.
The fans showed up, but fucking the team
Yeah.
did it.
Team did not. But hey, I appreciate it so much, man. That the energy is what keeps me going, and that's why I love freaking G so much, man. The fans.
But
are
now you have a
freaking
tailgate to go
insane.
to, bro. You have to go say what's up to us at least. We're right there with ACB and the Galaxians on that side, or you can catch me on the right side walking around taking shots with them, man. Last time we took a shitload of shots with them also on the other side.
For sure, bro. I'm definitely. I really want to.
And then just a touch about how you guys got started as a podcast. Like, how does the idea come? And
Who came
how
up with
does
the name?
who came up with the name? How does the concept? Just give us a little bit of everything about the podcast. And go ahead, Nelson.
Me?
Hold on,
Okay.
and how many takes did you guys do? Did you guys just do the first one and say fuck it, this is it? Or
So-
you just try to type it?
One
So-
take.
One take.
So that
That's it.
that first one, the episode 0, we just did it, and I had talked to these guys, and I was like, let's just try it and see what it's like, right? And then at the end, it was like, well, fuck it, we did it. Let's put it out there. And it worked. And it's a little bit of magic, a little bit of luck. But yeah, I think I had kind of talked to these guys about what the format was going to be like, right? And there's a lot of long podcasts, and not a knock on the long podcasts, but we kind of wanted it to be like a quick, maybe on the way to the game or in the parking lot kind of thing, and that's an angle that wasn't tapped yet really there. So
honestly, I listened to during my lunch because I know in my lunch 20 minutes I'm like, okay, I'm gonna listen to this. I'm like, okay, oh shit, they left me thinking, okay, yeah, there it is. Because even when I try to listen to Rice podcast, I listen to Corner of the Galaxy, I listen to Straight from the Stands, Nag Boys, Simply Soccer, but you know what I mean. There's so many. LA's Our House. So I'm like, hey, damn, I'm halfway. I need to find out what's the other part about it. What's the rest of their thoughts? But your guys, I started listening to thanks to Kevin. He told me like, hey, this is pretty good. Like you should listen to it, and we did, and I did, and I'm like, oh shit, this is good. This is right for my lunchtime, right there.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a huge compliment. That's what we wanted. I want to hear from these guys though. What's the pod like for you guys? We're all different, right?
Yeah, I'll let Michael take it because y'all were like kind of like
let Tim go. Let Tim go. Let's get Tim go.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Well, let Mike go first because I gotta rethink my thoughts because you kind of hit like all the targets now. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta rethink about it. You're good, bro. No, you're good. You hit it. But go ahead, Mikey. I gotta rekindle my thoughts a bit.
Well, when we first came up with the idea, my brother was very much the mastermind in terms of coming up with the name, the length, the concept. And I felt that, sort of our job as a podcast, I mean, my attention span isn't built for me to sit down to like listen to something for 2 hours, not a knock on any of the other guys' podcasts, but like for me, like I will undoubtedly like zone out and be like, whoa. So sort of what we want to do is not take it as serious, but it's sort of from a casual fan perspective. Like we're all guys that follow the Galaxy. I mean, Timmy and my brother definitely follow a lot closer than I do. And I feel like I'm a lot better with the stats and the numbers in that respect. But the podcast has been an interesting experience for me because it's allowed me to sort of voice my opinions to a greater audience for whoever would like to listen. And, sometimes people may not agree with my opinion. And I feel like that sort of gives me the motivation to keep spewing like my thoughts that are up here. And I mean, I have a bunch of hot takes. I mean, we talked about the Pavon thing literally yesterday. And you guys know how I feel about that. And I feel like it allows me to voice my opinions to a greater audience. So it's been fun.
Yeah, because you know what? Like you said, people may not agree with you, but there's might people that do agree with you. And you are the voice for some of these people that that like, hey, he backed me up what I think. So
yeah,
that's a different perspective is always good.
Yeah, of course. I like to think that I'm like Stephen A. Smith, but in a very like not clouded up
Stephen A.
Stephen A. You need more, little bit more slogans that he has.
For real.
Yeah.
Stay off the weed.
Tim, what's it?
Gallo, babies. Gallo.
Tim, what's it been like for you? Like on your end, like just the experience.
Man, so first off, I'm gonna start off by saying this: the G30 podcast is short and sweet, and I'm gonna put it here first. I came up with that slogan. I'm gonna take the credit. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna take it.
You did.
I was like, hey, this is short and sweet, bro. We're gonna put that out. And Nelson, when he said we're gonna put it out like a pregame, listen, I was like, yo, that's a really good way to put it because it's literally like a pregame thing. Because I know, like, maybe you guys are looking for parking or because I know that takes a while, so you can listen to it while you're driving to the stadium or looking for parking. But yeah, but for me, the G30 podcast has really brought me out of my shell, bro. Because before the G30 podcast, I was a bit of a shy guy. I'm not the type to come out of my shell a lot. I'm a social guy when I need to be, but like in general, when I'm like in my zone, I don't really socialize. It's kind I'm in like a weird type of thing, But the G30 podcast has really let me, vent or talk my shit about the Galaxy, man, because I freaking love this club to death, man. It's ever since I first started that first game I saw, man. I've been freaking diehard ever since, and it just hasn't stopped. And I never had a platform to really talk, about them or really anything about it, because I have all these takes and thoughts and theories and all this other stuff in my head. I'm like, dude, I need to share it out. And then luckily Michael and Nelson came to the rescue and said, "Hey, we can give you a platform and you can just talk your shit there, man." I'm like, "Yes, this is what I need." And we all just clicked. I'm more for me. I think my role in the podcast is where I'm like kind of like the fact checker and kind of like the fact guy, but I'm also the optimistic one where I'm like, yeah, he did bad, but I think he'll be better this next time. But that's how I see myself in the podcast, and
And
we all just stick together really well.
just real quick to me, and then you guys could all touch on it if you guys would like to. But like you say, you wanted to just use this platform to pretty much just talk about the G's and have that conversation. You probably already did it before, but now just recording it and putting it out there. How does it feel that people like listen to your podcast? Because that's the point that I kind of went through where I'm like, man, people are actually listening to us talk about this.
No,
It was
before you
was-
answer that, hold on. Before you
Mhm.
answer that, that's a great question that Kevin asked, and I also want to know, like, there's a lot of people that are just like you. They're shy, they're in their shell. Now they're seeing you coming out of your shell and being now you're on a G30 tour. 'Cause,
Yeah, bro.
you know what I mean? You were here last time. You had Nelson and Straight from the Stands. Who knows where you guys are gonna go after this? So talk about how that's changing, and it's, you might be inspiring people to do their creative stuff too. So don't think that you're not. You
Yeah.
are.
For sure. But yeah, back to wait, can you repeat your question, Kevin? Because I
Yeah, yeah, don't
reciprocate
worry.
like the information.
So
stuff, yeah.
basically, like you had said that this is an opportunity for you to talk Galaxy. How does it feel that people are listening to your podcast? Like they're like, man, people are listening to me just talk about the G's. Because to me, at first, I was like very surprised. I'm like, people are actually listening to me here talking about Galaxy or interviewing someone about how they became a Galaxy fan. So how does it feel knowing that you guys now have a fan base that listens to your podcast?
Dude, man, where do I even start with that? It was amazing. It was crazy how much positive reception and positive feedback we got because neither of us expected that. I mean, we're different, but it could have went sideways. It could have been like a negative reaction, but we just went in and we just did it. It was a great experience, and I freaking appreciate it, and I appreciate all the support that we get from the Discords, the Galaxy Twitter. Galaxy Twitter is freaking awesome. Shout out to Galaxy Twitter, and it had me freaking out of my seat, jumping and dancing every freaking day because I'm so happy that I have a platform to talk about it, especially with two of my homies, man. It's freaking dope, and freaking I was telling Nelson, like, after that freaking Straight from the Stands stream that we had, I was like, Nelson, from here on out, we're going to the moon, bro. It's just up from here, man. It's crazy, especially that we got our first shout out. Big shout out to freaking Chris from the Right Squadcast. He was the man that first shouted us out, and when I saw that, I was like extremely grateful, and I'm glad that a logical man like that could listen to our podcast and really understand that we're genuine people.
It's crazy, yeah. Being like a little bit nervous about coming into something it's a big community, it's a significant community, right? And as the new people, and like Guessman, you guys, Tucker, Rudy, like everyone, just nothing but support. And I'm surprised. I'm surprised, and not in like a negative way or a bad way. I'm just shocked and humbled more than anything that it's like,
Same here.
we'll pick you up. It's like,
There's motivation, right? It's like, fuck, like, hell yeah, what else can I be doing? Shit, this is badass.
This is awesome.
And then when it went well, we were like, oh fuck, like now what are we gonna do, right? Because you want to keep going and and have it be good, and we feel in the short time that we've been around, we feel a sense of responsibility to like do right by the team and right by the fans, and be a good voice and be something positive, and hopefully we can continue to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's extremely validating to an extent as well, because with being the newer guys on the block, you come with this podcast and you're stepping into this, like my brother said, a very broad and very significant community, and seeing the support from you guys, Tucker, and everybody, it's extremely validating to know that you have a voice and it's being heard. So it's great. I mean, like, me being the youngest in my family, I feel like a lot of the times my voice sort of like slides over. And it feels interesting to use my voice to people that like, may not have like a platform to voice their opinion. So for me, it's more of like my long-term goal with whatever I want to do. Like I sort of want to provide a voice for others that may not have their own platform to talk their shit. So it's validating. So
Yeah.
much love to you guys for having us on today as well.
Yeah.
And giving
Big
us
shout
that
out to you
platform.
guys.
And Community G, like this, you create the space for us, so thank you.
That's all Kevin's right there, man. That's all Kevin's idea from day one since the first meeting. He wanted to do something like this, and you know, so he controls all of this. That's why we were late.
Yeah,
So
that is that is on me today. But you know what? Just conversations I've always had with different people. I think it's great that there's so many podcasts, and I think we're gonna get to the point that maybe if it's not this year, but maybe next year we could organize kind of like a podcast marathon. Maybe do like 12 hours straight. Maybe we do an hour, you guys do an hour, straight from the stands, and
Sheesh.
everybody. I think that'll be something cool because I know they've done the mega pods, and that's awesome, but it sometimes it becomes too much. So maybe we could do something where it's like two podcasts together. That's something that down the line, because I know there's a lot of different podcasts that or people that want to have Galaxy podcasts, and that brings me to my next question. Like, has it been challenging for you guys? Like, what has came across the way that there has been like a challenge, or for example, like for me, it was like, hey, is people actually gonna be interested in this? And then if you guys have any advice for those Galaxy fans that either want to start a podcast or start something around the G's, like any advice for that?
Challenges. We've been pretty lucky in that it hasn't been super challenging yet. That's not to say that it won't be. There are like day-to-day challenges, like what are we going to talk about? Certainly you feel a greater responsibility to pay more attention to like the media and the things that are happening, right? To be informed and like that's all new. It's like building in a little like second job to like all of the other jobs you're doing, for me at least. And I know some of these guys with school and stuff, there's a load, it's an extra load, but I think you said it best, Manny, like the motivation though, right? Like the support motivates you to want to put your best foot forward. And as far as advice, I'll tell you something that I was told a year ago when we were going to do this. I threw a Twitter out into Galaxy Twitter. I was like, I kind of want to start a podcast. What do we think? I don't even know. I had been drinking. I was like texting Mike. I was like,
That's the best time. That's the best time. That's when you're honest. That's when
Best
you're
ideas.
honest.
So I threw one out there. I was like, what am I gonna do? And Ed Zombie Ed on Lars.
Shout out.
Shout out. Yeah,
he's doing better, baby.
Yeah, I hope he's going through some stuff. Hope he's feeling better. He wrote me back, and he was the only one who responded to the tweet. And he was like, just fucking do it. And it's gonna be shit the first time, and then you'll just keep doing it. And I think that was the most honest and effective advice. It was like, just do it.
Just do it.
And really know that the Galaxy community is here to support you and hold you up for real, like no bullshit.
One thing is it's funny that he said that like, he reached out. I'm pretty sure he had a couple of years already with the Riot Squad cast. You can reach out to a lot of people. You don't be afraid to reach out to any podcast, any content creator, any photographer. The G's community, it is open arms. If they don't know, they're gonna send you the right way where to go on what you want to get done or what you want to do. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about it. That's what made me fall in love even more with the club. That no matter what it is, even starting a supporter group, away travel, I've always been able to reach out to somebody, and somebody's always giving me the straight up answer. They even told me like, you're gonna struggle to become a supporter group. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that. You might feel like you're failing. It's up to you if you're gonna keep going or not. And now that I won't say we're like thriving, but like, hey, it's like, wow, we've came so far in 2 years. Who knows what's gonna happen even like with a podcast? with a content creator. You never know. We had Albie actually got offered a job for the Galaxy too, right? And he's from Liga G.
Yeah, that's dope.
You know
And
what I mean?
just
You have Nelson that came out
yeah.
of being a fan. Now he's working in the media with
Yeah, bro.
Galaxy. Like, you know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna do. Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to my tocayo. He's a cool dude. It's funny. We get confused a little bit. I think sometimes people are like, which one? So we got to figure it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, big shout out to Nelson. I've known him, seen him around the stadium since we were like in high school. So it's been like 8, 9 years. So to be able to see him doing what he's doing, I think it's awesome. It's great. And talking about photographers, we have Marvin on the chat saying that he'll volunteer to take a big group photo of all the Galaxy fans under a G's flag. So I know he has a drone. So we're gonna take his word when we're back at the stadium, and then
For sure.
I'm gonna throw it out there right now. Galaxy Radio. Look at that shit. Fuck it. I'm gonna trademark that motherfucker. Fuck you guys.
And you know what,
You know what? I'm gonna call somebody right now. Trademark Galaxy Radio or Galaxy.
Get the domain right now. Go get the domain.
Get the domain, and I'm just trying to get everybody inside there. And everybody can time slots. There
You
go.
know what's crazy? Like
Wow.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, there were 2 podcasts. There was nothing. You'd have to wait like a whole week to get more stuff, and now there's stuff every day.
And everything's
Every day.
different, which is great. So, for example, like the more like kind of having the connections with the team is Gasman, right? A little bit more on the professional side. And then if you want something, have fun, you go with the boys that straight up from the stands, right?
They're
And then
raw, they're straight out. Give
Yep.
it to you like
Yeah.
they don't, you know what I
How
mean?
it is.
And
Yep.
then with Tucker and his knowledge, and then for example, if you want something that's quicker, we have you guys, right? 30 minutes. I love the idea and the concept. Then if you
Yeah, the
want to
bad
just learn
boys.
about fans and other people and businesses, we're there. So I think it's awesome that everybody has different content, which is awesome. And I feel that everyone kind of respects what everybody's doing. Like I don't feel at all that anybody feels like, oh, we have a new podcast. I think it's the opposite. It's like, man, what are they gonna bring to it? And I think that's super
Yeah.
awesome. And then as of right now, I have an idea of where you guys are gonna go. But as of right now, super early in your time doing a podcast, which has been the favorite episode?
The Drac interview. I
Drac.
feel like that was awesome.
That
That was
was
super
so
cool.
fucking dope, dude. I love the way that kid talked. Even if I think Michael said it could have been media trained, but still, bro, he said what I wanted him to say. Said that he wants to be a leader. Someone he's already. It's just crazy because he wants to have that leadership mindset, and he's so young. It's just so crazy. I saw that he was a captain of his university team of university. What was the university he went to, Mike?
Is it Denver?
No, you did
Denver
like
and GCU.
Yeah, he was the captain of that team, and I'm like, oh yeah, bro, he already has that leadership mindset. And then he was talking shit on the podcast, bro. I was like, yes, bro, that's what I want. That's what we need for the Galaxy community, bro. It's
Mhm.
crazy.
So you guys are on the same page with that episode.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you,
I-
let me ask you
yeah.
another question right here. When you guys in the future, when you guys have guests and stuff like that, do you guys want it to be a little bit more corporate or more raw? Who cares? Controversial.
I
type
feel
of
like
stuff?
we all go different ways on this question. For me, as a person, I feel like I don't really like the very business, very like let's be very business about it. I want you to just hop on the pod or hop on whatever we're talking and just be real, because we know the media bullshit. We know someone gave you answers to reply to our questions. Like, I just would rather someone hop on and be raw, like Drac did. Drac was awesome. He hopped on the podcast and was super open to answering our questions and gave us really good answers that seemed like they came from a genuine place. So me as a contributing member on this podcast, I feel like I'd rather have someone hop on and be raw.
Be raw, be controversial, be like, challenge you and
Yeah, like pick my
like,
brain. Mhm.
like we did at the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
Right? Like off screen.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
great. We
that
had
was
some really
great.
good talks after that.
When we ended that call, I was like, damn, like I wish we didn't stop recording that, but
And
maybe we'll.
Something I tell these guys is because we usually hop on like the Zoom call, then we'll put out the information and people will come on. And I've told them one day I'm just gonna record you guys because those are the best conversations.
Like the candid conversations.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like you're not worried about being on the podcast. You're out there just talking to your friends. You're just talking, shooting the shit,
Just talking
getting
shit.
ideas,
Yep.
and just letting that out. Technically, like straight out raw. Like you know what I mean? And but those are what I told Kevin. Those are like the after parties that you want to have. Like the people they could come in to our Zoom and actually ask us questions, ask you guys questions, or ask anybody questions. Just hey, this is how it is. If you like it, you don't. Well, fuck it, move on.
and
Exactly.
Yes.
I like that.
And we were talking, you touched a little bit to me about leaders, right? And yesterday we were talking about who should be the captain of the team. And we were pretty much all saying that the team really didn't have any leaders this past season. And today I got a message from a friend that, shout out to Alex, also known as Chichadeos. And Manny, you probably know where he's going, but he goes like, "Hey, I heard the
This
episode
guy.
yesterday. It was awesome. But then he says, you guys said that there's no leaders, and he's like, we have Chicharito, and
He's
I
not
know,
playing. Tell you, he's not playing Call of Duty. He's not
but
playing.
No.
this is the point I want to go to. So the point I want to go to, and I told him I was like, hey, last year he wasn't a leader. That like
Oh, hell
I'll
no.
there was nothing close to being a leader, but seeing what he's done, and I know he's done it for a personal level. He's done it because people are coming at him saying that he's out of shape, that his career is pretty much over. So I know he's doing it for him. But that does show that hard work that he's been doing. Does he have that potential to be a leader within the galaxy?
Let me answer this before you get to answer this one. I'm gonna say he's working out. He's looking great, but it is
That
a
he
difference.
is.
There is a difference between being in shape and being in soccer shape. That you know what I mean. You have Belcher out there being full muscle, straight up, couldn't run for shit.
Nope.
Yeah.
So mentally, is he there? Soccer wise, is he there? We'll wait to see. So he's not a leader yet.
We can't know. We
No.
can't know. If he busts stuff like that play, right? Everyone talked for weeks about that play, that ball that Efra like put through to him, and it's like vintage him, where he was like it was like the poacher finish, right, with the ball, and that's what he needs.
People went at me because they said that I was looking for likes. I'm like, no, he didn't fucking. I have the
Didn't do
video.
shit.
I have the video. I'm like, hey, he didn't even try. Like, fuck
Nope.
it. He lost the ball. It was a bad ball. It was a bad ball. I'm not saying that, but he could have come and helped press at their corner, but he didn't. He just gave it on and just turned around.
Yep.
When Steba tells you you're giving up, kind of shit is that?
When you have Leggett coming at you,
Mhm.
That's
I don't
something,
know.
bro. That says a lot, actually.
he could be. He could be. I think. I mean, and we love a show, right? The G's fans love a show. If he gives us a show,
Mhm.
then
Shit,
maybe
we have a Telemundo going on right now.
For real.
Yeah, like if he can serve it up real nice like we like around here, then maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you Mike, I want to hear a hot take, man. What do you think?
Let's hear it.
Keep him. Can I cuss on this podcast?
Yeah, go for it.
Keep him the
Go for it,
fuck
bro.
away from the armband, please. Trust me. I'm all for the image rehab that you had talked upon on the Straight from the Stands pod. He's doing this to fix his public image. And granted, I feel bad for the guy. He had personal problems outside of soccer with his baby mama drama or whatever he had going on.
Mhm.
But
Hold on,
I just-
come out. Based on that, I don't feel bad for him.
you don't feel bad for him? No
you know
sympathy
what?
for him?
You know what? Because if I had baby mama problems, I still
Leave
have
that
to
shit
go
at
to work.
home.
I still have to go to work and perform because if not, my
That's true.
doesn't eat. I live check to check. He
Mhm.
has a contract, right? If he had baby mama problems, well, shit, I understand that, and I sympathize for that for your being a human.
Mhm.
But once you're on the pitch, you
It's
go
like
to,
leave the shit at home.
you
Yeah.
go to work, and if you're not mentally there, right, then just ask to not be on the team.
But just bust to Kyrie Irving and just don't show
Yeah.
up.
You know what I mean? Say something. Talk to the team. Now, if the team knew that and actually put you on the field because of that, then that's wrong by the team.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know all of that, but I'm saying, but
Can
because
I
we
ask?
have problems, That's
Can I
what-
bring up Can I ask a controversial question?
Go
Yeah,
for
Do
it.
you
that's
do
what I'm
you,
looking for.
do you believe he really got hurt at MLS's back? You know how he pulled up like at the airport where he was like limping, or he wasn't limping, and then he was like, "Oh shit!" They like caught
When you
him.
saw the
Hell
camera,
Shit, based on all those stories now, he probably came back to see who the fuck is going on in his house. Who's in here? God damn. Let me check this shit. Let me go check out the cameras.
Yeah, man. It's
How about
a lot.
I'm coming back from
Just-
Orlando. Get that motherfucker out of there.
I just don't feel that he would react well to the negative media attention if he were to wear the armband and shit were to go wrong.
You know what? I think, hold on. I was gonna say I think he's opposite on that. I think he's used to the media loving him,
Exactly.
Mhm.
and when he was in Europe, he was on the spotlight when he came to Mexico, and everybody
Mhm.
loves a Mexican national team.
Yeah.
Everybody loves
Yep.
Mexico. You know, I'm a U.S. fan.
Me as
right
well.
now they're the kings of CONCACAF, so they can't do no wrong here.
Mhm.
And I think that's what the reception he was going to get, which he did get when he first
Initially.
arrived. Initially, he did arrive because I was one of the persons out there fucking at the airport with the drums. I'm not gonna lie.
It's dope.
And then slowly but surely, he wasn't stepping up for whatever reason, mentally, emotionally, or something. Something was off, and unfortunately, the social media went after him. And I don't
Mhm.
think him and his wife or ex-wife were prepared for that. They thought that
No, yeah,
they thought that the media
100%.
was still going to love them, which they didn't.
He
Like,
crumbled.
Yeah.
That's what happened. And
Now-
it's super unfortunate to see. I mean, he came here with certain expectations, and that's partly due to us being like, "Oh, chicha Dios," and like hyping up our guy. But I mean,
Hey, don't talk about Alex like that.
I mean, I just don't think he'd be ready to face that criticism, Manny, and I completely agree with you as well. I mean, I feel like we need a hard ass to wear the armband, and it seems the only person for me in my mind right now that would seem logical to give the armband to that has dealt with not a lot of backlash, but has been through the MLS ringer, and you guys may disagree with me, but I feel like there's no leader on this team right now at all. I feel like if we were going to give it to someone that wasn't Jonah, it would have to be Sasha. That's sort of where I stand. He's been through the league, he's been through the ringer, and I feel like he's fine with being a hard ass. And I mean, he might be that locker room guy for us this year to sort of push the guys and play more of a behind the scenes role. But if that means we get the guys going on the pitch and playing with everything on the field, then why not?
I think I would prefer. I think I prefer a vanning guy that has nothing to do with the whole team.
For sure.
Because even though Sasha is the locker room leader, I don't. If I see him on the field for 90 minutes, I feel bad for my team. Like, oh shit, he's not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So
Yeah.
I wanna. Sorry, Kevin, but
Go
I
ahead,
wanted to
go
go
ahead.
back to the first question that we brought up was who should be the captain. So Chicharito, he's doing a lot of image rehab. He's doing a lot of training on and off for the off season. He's doing a lot of training, boxing. I saw that I thought was interesting. He was doing some boxing lessons, but maybe he may not be the captain on the field, but maybe he's setting an example for everyone else that's off the field, because he's doing a lot right now. He's showing like, hey, I fucked up. I did not have a great season, and this is what I'm gonna do. And he's showing us what
I'm
he's
with that.
doing right now.
I'm with that. I'm with that. Hey, show
Because-
by example, not by the armband. Show by
At
example.
the end of the day, he has a contract and he's gonna get his money, no matter if he
Yeah.
scores 2 more goals next season. So to me, I do like the fact that he was like, "Hey, you know what? I need to turn this around. I need to go
Exactly.
and train. I need to do this. I need to do that." Because at the end of the day, he doesn't have to because he's
Nope.
getting his money. But
You did.
I like the fact that he's like, "Hey, let me get myself in shape. Let me get this going and turn it around." Go ahead, Manny.
I'm always good for second chances. Shit.
Yeah.
Fool me once,
Yeah.
shame on me. Fool me twice, what is it? Well, shame on you, right? Something like that. So
Hey.
I'm up for second chances. He looks like he's getting into shape. He looks really good. I ain't gonna lie, he looks really good
Yeah.
in shape. I'm hoping that it turns into a great season for him. Whether he fucking scores 20 goals, 10 goals, I don't care. As long as we pick up the cup.
He just needs
Seriously.
to have a positive impact on the field, and it needs to show. That's what needs to happen. And yeah, it just needs to have that good impact. I want him to impact the squad in a positive way, not the way it went last season, where a lot of the teammates just looked unmotivated, especially during the Florida tournament. I just want that, positive impact from him,
All
hopefully.
right.
But
So
then
you're
again, he's doing a lot of talk. He's doing a lot of showing and talking right now. But I need him to walk the walk.
Yep. So Rudy, shout out to Rudy from Straight from the Stand. He says, "What do you guys think about Villafana being the captain?"
I was gonna peep that. I was gonna say I just saw it in the chat. I love that.
He's
I mean,
I don't see why not.
why
he's
not?
he's hometown and he's Vanny, right? So
He's a hard worker.
Yep. I mean,
He's
why
a
not?
champion. He's a champion.
He
He
is
is a
champion
champion,
too.
yes, sir.
So he
I
has that pedigree.
ooh, I got a side question. Okay, so let's say they take the ban from Jonah. Does Jonah then get hurt and like
Ooh,
do
I
the
mean,
do the Dos Santos thing? You know what I mean?
If he gets hurt, ship him out in the summer window.
easy.
He's going to Mexico, bro. He's going
Exactly.
to Mexico, bro.
Central
That
America.
happens.
Why
But I'm
not,
saying,
bro?
but he's playing on contract, right? He's playing on contract. He's playing his
Mhm.
contract here. And most people in most sports, even basketball, football, they show up their contract year to either get paid out from the club that they belong to,
Or to renegotiate.
right? Renegotiate or getting a new team, right? He's on a free transfer coming up winter, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he gets hurt at any time or he wants to be like, oh, I'm going to qualify or something, like, hey, summer, let's get some money from him, ship him out, let him deal with somebody else at the
Deuces.
end of the season.
Yeah,
You guys, we
And
all agree on that?
it's fair. I mean,
That's fair.
We
He
gotta
has
get
to-
something for him.
It's time for him to show, right?
Yep.
He's done a lot of talking too. It's time for him to show.
Yeah, because right now, like you said, Manny, he's on that last year on his contract, so he either has to really ball out or prove to the statement that, like, hey, you know what, I gave my try here, but I don't want to be here. But he has shown that he does want to be here and retire. He claims to want to retire,
He's
but
love for
he
the
needs
city. Don't get me wrong. He shows
yeah, he has. Yeah, he has.
he shows love for the lifestyle, but on the
Mhm.
pitch, he hasn't showed up.
Doesn't
Especially last
translate.
season, man. Oh.
and
I
And
just-
I kind of read a little bit into the Baxter article where he said that he was just in pain for most of the game. He said he showed up for the fans and that he wanted to show them, like, he's fighting, but he said that he was pretty much playing on one leg. And from what I got, he didn't directly say that, but he pretty much was to summarize it, he was playing on one leg because he was in so much pain. But
Yeah,
like,
but why
that's
get
what he said.
surgery
I'm
right
just
before
I'm just going by
I
what I
know.
was
And
reading.
not- right out after season?
After
Yeah.
season, I can't protect him on that, bro. But I'm just telling you what he was going through and where his mind was at, where he considered retirement. But I mean, yeah, you're right, bro. Look at what he was doing after the season, bro. He went to Mexico with
Turning
his
up.
family.
No, I'm not going based on his
Gio.
personal life. I'm not going based on his personal life. I'm going based off after the end of the season. He could have had surgery. He waited till before season. He
Mm-hmm.
got surgery.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I did forget he got surgery
Yeah,
for a hernia.
and then-
a hernia.
yeah, and then just to pretty much recap, and then like I was telling you guys, even before he was the captain, a lot of Galaxy fans were like, "Oh, the captain of this team is Jonah because what he
Mhm.
does." For him saying, "LA is ours" or whatever he says, right? For him, showing that he cares about the club, so everyone's like he should be the captain. But to me, he has to show it to me on the field. He has to be healthy. He has to be able to play day in, day out. He has to be one of the three best players on the squad because he is a DP. But just to read a quote that was on that LA Times article, it says, "I want to do something great with the club, be champion," and I think this is going to be the year. What do you guys think about those comments? Let's go ahead and start with Michael.
My problem with Jonathan Dos Santos is that he is very back and forth with how he feels about the club. He wanted to retire, now he wants to win a championship. Where are you at, bro? Like, I need to understand, are you going to play for that DP price tag for the amount of money we pay him? Are we going to give him that money? Is he going to try and ball out this year? I just feel like he's very indecisive. And as a captain, like, we need someone that knows what the vision is. And it's sort of to touch upon what Manny had said, we need like a Vanny system guy. And I mean, I feel like
We need a footballer on the field.
yeah, like we need someone to fucking do their job. And I just feel like he's very in between and very much in the lifestyle. I just think that like it's a little bit unrealistic to set those expectations out when I personally don't think he's going to be able to play to his 100% this season. that's just sort of where I stand. I mean, I'd, rather that be injury, rather that be him dealing with stuff outside of soccer, whatever the deal is. I don't know. I'm not sold on what he says anymore. I'm just sort of like, all right, bro, you wanted to retire yesterday and you want to win a championship. Like, where are you?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nelson. Did you have any thoughts on that?
I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna say he's like this close to starting an OnlyFans or something, but that's inappropriate humor.
Hey, but no,
we're all for it. We'll pay for it.
Rich Galaxy fans.
I'd sign up.
yes, sir.
Get that Patreon going, Jonah. Dude, but I don't know, man. I'm with Timmy. I really like him. I enjoyed him when he's healthy, when he balls out, when he's hungry, when he's a dog, when he's making those slide tackles. You're like, that's my fucking guy.
Yes.
But I worry about, and they're athletes, man, and he's famous. He's probably one of the more famous people on the team, right? He was talking about in that same article, I think he talked about how he gets recognized and stuff when he goes out, and like that's cool, man, but I don't really want to hear you talk about that. He's taken a turn. Yeah, he's taken a turn for me a little bit. It's like in this last off season, and I get it, it's quarantine, whatever, we're all bored, but his lifestyle stuff has like shot way up, and the football stuff has shot down or stayed the same or whatever. Like now he's talking about it. I don't know. I need to see it on the field.
I don't know if Tucker was the one or Guessman came out saying that he played the same amount of games that Gio has throughout his career.
I think it was Guessman.
And I'm like, people don't get to see that because people love the way he is with the fans, but they're forgetting about the pitch, and that's what the most important part is. That
what we pay him to do.
And that's something the Galaxy have struggled, is having 3 DPs that are on the field together. For example, just a game on the top of my head, the short history there is with Chivas 2.0. It's only been a few games that all three DPs have been available. Even the first game when the Galaxy come back, I know Alessandrini was out. I believe Jonah was out and Gio was out. There was no DPs technically because Zlatan was on TAM. And even down the line, even in MLS is back, and all the almost 10 games we played them this season, most of the games, the only one that was healthy and on the field was Christian Pavon. And I know we're gonna touch on Pavon before, but how important is it to you guys that the Galaxy need 3 healthy DPs that could make an impact day in and day out, Timmy?
Super important. I mean, if those are our game changers, they're going to be the main and sole reason why we win a chip. We need everyone, even if the non-DPs, even the people that take up the international spots. We need every single player that's on that pitch to, freaking dedicate their time and blood and sweat and tears into the team, man, because that's the only reason we'll be able to win a chip. And we need especially our DPs, man. They're the most important people we need on the pitch. And if they're out, then how are we going to, get the job done? It's going to be hard and scrappy if we don't have them on the field. But I mean, I've had a pretty good and bad history with Alessandrini because that dude was like one of my favorite Galaxy players as well. But man, that dude had legs of glass, bro. He just could not stay healthy for the life of him. But when he did play, he freaking balled out. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. We just gotta freaking figure it out somehow. Hopefully, have some healthy DPs.
How do you guys feel about that, Nelson? How important is it for the team to have healthy designated players?
The last time we had 3, I've been itching to say this. The last time we had 3 healthy DPs, Beckham, Keno, and Donovan, and the story writes itself.
Dynasty.
Like you need it. They are your cornerstone players. I understand DPs are looking a little bit different, right? I think Almiron was a DP. Like Joseph's a little different. They're not those they don't have to be those super flashy signings, right? But they still have to be key and they still have to play, and you're paying them out the ass, so they have to play. They can't sit on the bench.
Yep.
Yeah.
Michael, before I give up my point, go ahead.
Go for it, bro.
Michael, no, go ahead.
I mean, it's like what my brother said. It's crucial. It's integral. I mean, you can't, if you want to build a dynasty and if you want to build something that's longer than just a 1-year championship run, you have to have some sort of idea for the future, and you need the three guys on the pitch maintaining the goal and the vision of whatever it is for Greg Vanney. And we need those three guys, whoever, if we bring back Bamon or not, we need them to be able to maintain and carry on the long-term vision and goal that is the Los Angeles Galaxy and our winning mentality. Because we can talk about winning and we can keep talking about winning. Shit, I've been talking about us winning for as long as I've been a Galaxy fan. It's just we need those three guys, whoever they are, just to please stay healthy and to please just leave it all out on the field and give room for the role players to play their job as well, because it's a lot more important than just 3DPs. You can have the three best players in the world, but have college or fucking U10 kids playing around them and they still don't win. It's just it's a lot more than the DPs for me.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Whether it's a team concept, whether you get your three DPs or not. But if I'm paying you the most, you motherfuckers better shut the fuck up.
Do the most.
Game.
Exactly.
Shit. If not, I'll go into the locker room and I'll punch you my damn self.
Exactly.
So we have a little comments right here on the chat. It said from Chewy from the Nag Boys. He says Vanny probably talked to them and his voice probably would hit them differently. That's probably a chance. A new coach, new voice, maybe hit them a little bit different. And then we also have Marvin coming out and said, last year there was no leaders or identity on the pitch. Hopefully, players will see a new coach as an opportunity to step up and become a leader.
Hopefully.
100%. Because Vanny said in the beginning, if you guys aren't gonna play, if you guys aren't showing dedication in training and aren't showing dedication on the past games and field, you guys aren't playing at all. Like, even if you're like our star player, if you're not, showing dedication on the training pitch, you're not playing at all. And I really appreciated when he said that, because that's what we all needed to hear, man.
No, and he actually said that even with supporter meetings. He said that on leadership meetings. He says that, like, hey, if they're not playing, if they're not playing for the crest, they will not play. I don't care who they are, and I respect that. Fuck it, I'd rather take Zubak rather than a half-ass fucking anybody else.
Zubak,
he's out there doing swirls. He's over there sliding, but he's fighting. Fuck it.
Exactly. Manny's calling for Captain Zubak.
Zubak the GOAT.
He doesn't stop running. He don't know what the fuck he's doing, but he don't stop running.
Keep going.
Just one last quick conversation about the whole captain stuff. I was just thinking about leadership and all that. Let's say Julian Araujo. Let's say he doesn't go to Europe anytime soon. When is it good for him to become the captain? Because right now, I believe he's 20 years old, 19 still. So let's say next year he's 20, 3-4 years under his belt. Is that too young, or what's that early age that he could actually become the captain of this team?
You want to take that away, Nels?
Yeah, take that, Nels. That's all you.
I have my answer.
I don't know. I'm the old guy in this bunch. So
well, how old are you? Hold on.
I'm 34.
I'm older than you. I'm 35.
Oh, okay. I guess in the G30 land, I'm like the old one. Okay, so let's talk then. Let's talk then. I worry about, and I'm not even like that. Like if I'm on a team, whatever, I'm for the team. I'm about the team, right? I worry about somebody. Let's like Cheech, right? Like, is Cheech really gonna listen to 21-year-old Julian?
I think
I think he cut off a bit. But anyone wants to jump in? Meantime,
let me give you my input. Since I'm 35 behind him, like you said, would a 35 or 30-year-old listen to a 22-year-old, right? And I'm not worried about his, like, he has blue, white, and gold inside his blood. The only thing I'm worried about is him mentally. If he cannot get yellow cards and he cannot get red cards, if he can make an impact in every game and be physical the way he is, and be in the pitch and make a difference and shut down those one-on-ones, then he could be captain.
And that's what Chewy's saying in the comments. He's saying if he could stay on the field and not get those red cards, he says 2 to 3 years. So we're looking at maybe 22.
I wouldn't mind a young buck being a captain as long as he can stay in the field. But as long as he keep making those mistakes and getting those yellows and red cards that you shouldn't get, then that's when I don't think that the other people are gonna buy into that. But if he can stay on the field, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's very juvenile. I mean, you look at him, and I mean, I'm gonna throw out a big name, but you look at established defenders that are on the top of the world now and still on top of the world. You look at Sergio Ramos. That man is when he was like 22 had more red cards than anyone else in the world. I feel like with what Manny said, if you can get rid of the juvenile mistakes and sort of stay level headed, then you can be the captain right now. But it's the dedication to learn and to sort of grow into the game and learn that, hey, the game is a whole 90 minutes. If I get sent off halfway,
What you say, like, who does he have that's gonna teach him that? Sergio Ramos had a bunch of red cards.
That's true.
But he had Cavani or something like that was teaching him, or whoever. He had people that were captains for a big club that were gonna teach him how to become leaders.
Yeah,
I'm a Barcelona fan, so you can say Puyol taught somebody else how to do that. You know what I mean? It is the captain way. You know what I mean? There's nobody there to teach him how to be the captain way.
That is true. I didn't think about it like that, because now it's like, shit, how do you learn?
I missed it. Sorry, I cut out, guys. I want to know what Manny said. Catch me up real quick on is he too young, Manny? What did you say?
I say he's not too young. The thing is that his game inside the pitch, if he can stay out of yellows and out of reds, and he could be the impact in the game, the difference, he can lead the way. But as long as he's not staying out of trouble, you could say, then he cannot lead, because nobody's gonna be a captain who's always getting reds.
Yeah.
Yep. But I will say this: he's definitely stating his case right now, because last season he really showed up. Even though he did have, those rocky games where he did, lose his temper and get yellows and reds, but he's definitely stating his case. He fought for the fucking crest, man, and I really did appreciate that. And what showed me is when we came back to playing in the stadiums, and where we first had that first game against LAFC, and he took on 3 LAFC dudes, and he's like, hey, think about it. He's like a young kid. He's taking on 3 like full grown men, man. And I really do appreciate that. He took them all by himself. I guess the teammates later eventually came to, back him up, but still, man, he took them all alone. He's like, hey,
Head on.
he wanted the smoke. He wanted the smoke, bro. He wanted the smoke.
And you can't teach that. You have it within you already. And you know what? Let's go ahead and we're gonna start wrapping it up. But for you guys, I was wondering, what would be a successful 2021 season? What has to happen? Is it making the playoffs? Is it being in contention for? What's up? Oh yeah, let's talk some Pavon. I was trying to wrap up because of your tea time. I know they're looking for you. That's why.
Hey, bro, I show up and I drink. I already know I'm gonna be in last place. So
all right,
the more drunk you get, the better for them.
And let's go ahead and touch on Pavon. Manny, you were saying that there's some new news, some things that his agent has said. I know his dad has said some stuff. So go ahead and fill us in with that.
So just paraphrasing, I guess in the last hour there's some breaking news that kind of saying that like the accusations were nothing against him, like there's nothing that really holds truth to Pavon in the accusations, and that they're pretty much firing a countersuit against the girl. I don't know, like I said, it's been a big saga. I don't know what's true or it's not. My feeling based on it is like, if there's nothing there, shit, I'll sign him. Fuck it. But if is something there, or just even like a 2%, 1%, like he has to go back, then I won't. But the lawyers seem confident, and the report, which is a good source, comes out and saying that like there's nothing there, that he's clear to fly, he's clear to negotiate, he's clear to sign, he's clear to do whatever the hell he wants. He's a clean name.
Yeah, and it's funny that you brought that up, because you were on the last podcast, man. You were talking about like, hey, it's kind of weird how those accusations came up as he was, going through that phase of where he didn't know if he was going to stay at Boca or if he wanted to come back to Galaxy. And I just thought it was kind of odd too. Like, where do those accusations come from? Why didn't it come from like before, where you kind of touched upon that? And I thought that was really interesting. So it kind of changed my perspective on the way I looked at the accusations and stuff.
After G30 talk.
Yeah.
Oh well, but still, you brought it up, and
but I want to know Michael's take, because Michael's straight up like, "Fuck this shit. I'm over this shit." Now what?
I mean, I just fuck if I know, man. I'm just so like, I love him as a player dearly. I really do. I really love the impact and the memories he's given us as a club. But like, dude, I'm not a CSI, FBI investigator. Like, I honestly don't, at this point, I don't care. We can get rid of him. I'll be happy. He can stay. I'll shut up and become of the Pablo and Apologist group and be sorry for slandering your name. But like, it's just, y'all love the novella, bro, but I really do not vibe with it. I'm just very much like, it's business, bro. Come figure it out. And I mean, we're human.
Bro,
We make
the whole
mistakes.
G the novella, baby. You have
It
a
is.
breakup,
Fuck, bro. It's like,
you have a retirement, you have a scandal. Like, what the fuck's going on?
it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
The
Like,
whole fucking-
Next time on LA Galaxy.
swear, like next week on fucking breaking news for but I mean, at this point, I'm very much over it. Truly, it has drained my energy thin, and I'm losing patience with him. But if he comes, I don't know what the reception is going to be like, because I'm not going to be like, "Hey, welcome back, buddy, open arms." Like he's going to have to prove it again. But I know he can. So I just hope with whatever happens with his deal or his case and these allegations, is that we know what we're doing. Like you had mentioned yesterday, it's that 1% that we really need to make sure we get right, because it could fuck up our image as a club. It's a lot bigger than just Pavon.
And knowing us, the 1% will happen, right? Like knowing our
Exactly.
fucking luck. Like if there is anything that is not above board, like it'll come out and it'll hurt. It'll hurt the club. It's gotta be good.
Yeah.
And then we talked about this with you guys yesterday, but if they don't get it right, say they sign him and then something happens, how far back does this project go? Like, what's the negative impact? Go ahead, Nelson.
I think the front office starts pointing fingers at each other. Like Vanny will just be like, yeah, he seems like a straight shooter. I don't know him, but I'm sure he's new. He'll be like, I'm the new guy, and then Dennis will be like, fucking Chris Klein, and then Chris Klein will be like, I don't know. Like I can see them like pointing fingers at each other and breaking the solidarity that it seems to be that they're building, right? Like they're choosing the old G's, they're putting the team together, we're moving forward as a unit, right? And I think if it implodes, we run the risk of shattering that, and that's really bad. And I think that could set us back another couple of years.
And then let's go ahead and talk
Hold
a
up,
little.
before you finish that. If that 1% comes back and that shit is fucking bad, and it's what it is, what it was, I'll put it right now. I'll be the first one to say, fucking Chris Klein, get the fuck out of here. Dan Becker, get
Me
the fuck
too.
out of here, because
Me too.
this shit, you guys
Okay.
should have done your fucking homework about this, because the whole Katai thing,
They should have learned.
they should have learned about this shit. And I'm like I said, that 1%, that's all you need. You need to make sure this guy is 100% clear. If he's 100% clear, he's a G. Well, fuck it, let's go. But if he has that 1% that he has to do something with this shit, I'll be the first one to say, yeah,
Bro, I'll pick you up and
yeah.
we'll go to the office.
you
We'll
guys
go to
get
the
on the
office.
same plane, and that's what Argentina too.
Yeah.
And then just to touch, let's say he's clean. Let's say he's clean, and it's time to continue negotiating with Boca. What's that good price? Because now there's more information. Pretty much it's like a war between his camp and Boca. He doesn't want to be there. It seems that they don't want him there. So I feel that's leverage for the Galaxy. No other European club came looking to take him, so that's more leverage. So Timmy, what's that price range that you are willing to pay?
I think 10 million is a fair price, because he did put up MVP numbers for
But
us,
for
even though he was on a
50% of the rights, like it's been rumored, or
But that's what I was gonna touch upon too. 50%. I don't know about that. Maybe 30, 20 at most, because 50% is pretty much, if we sell him for 20 mil, then Boca's gonna get
just
10
recover.
mil.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you know
just
what? At the
recover
end of
the
the
10
day,
mil.
say if we win a championship, I'm okay with just clearing being even, right? But
Mhm.
he was valued. What he had the option price was 20 million. So if you
Yep.
do 10 for 50%, are you really getting a discount? It's just getting prorated because of the percentage. But in my mind, it has to be below 10 million. in my mind. And
What
a
up?
large. Go ahead.
Before you answer that, I was gonna say like, okay, everybody was happy that we finessed Boca for those 600,000, right? That we had to play it for free, right? Everybody was
Yep.
happy about that, right?
Bring
Yeah.
the
So,
money.
so we paid 10 million for him, and he was valued for 20 million, and we end up selling him for 20 million, and we get a championship out of for free. Are we really not happy about it?
It's
I mean,
fair.
it's fair.
I really like the 7 million for 50. I was like, ooh, okay, 7 million. That sounds about right. Maybe a little low. I know they wanted 20, but the offers from Europe aren't there, right? I like the 7, but I'm with Tim. I'd pay. I'm cool with breaking even if we get the chip.
Yeah, I'm down for 9.6 or whatever that rumored number was. We'll low, but we'll
Just throw
Arsene
some
Wenger
tacos
this.
in there.
Stephen A.
Just throw some 2 tacos in there. Beyond those 10 million, we're good.
Stephen A. Smith with your 9.4.
I'm down. Damn, man. I mean, that was the number that was running around. All right.
9.25.
Hey, we need to get Mike on the negotiating team at the G's.
Hey, you want 20 million? I can do 19.5 max.
I can put 5 on it. I can
I can throw you.
I got $10.
Throw you some Chancho's tacos. I got you.
Exactly. And we'll pick you up from the airport.
Yeah.
True shit.
Yeah, so hopefully things start getting clear. Hopefully it comes out soon that he's good to go, because I think it's important to get him in for training camp. Well, even though he's hurt, but get him getting some physical therapy. His dad was
Hey,
saying
what's
that
all that shit that they took out of their fucking ankle? Shit, that shit looked like he went to doctor.
It was extra bone cartilage that grows on your ankle.
Yeah, why does he have extra bones?
I don't know. I should have researched into the little diagnosis more.
Because the man is built different.
Man is built different. If he really played with that in his ankle and he was putting up MVP numbers, I mean, and now that that's gone, how is he gonna look, boys?
Technically, I was gonna say, once you go under the knife, you're not the same no more.
He's got to recover. That's what I was gonna say. Like, if they changed him, that's a problem.
Then again, when the reports of the deal started coming out and that they were saying that the deal was done, I mean, I kind of believed it at the first time, because like the timing made sense. Because if he gets the surgery in Argentina, the recovery time is 2 months, and the season doesn't start for another technically 2 months, April 17th. And then I'm sure he's not going to be able to recover fully by the time like the season actually starts, but like, early enough so he'll play a lot of majority of the games. But it just made sense.
I would say I'm a guilty person that when he posted up that picture of the surgery and all that where they took out, I was zooming into the damn background to see if it was in English or Spanish. What the fuck? Is he in Kaiser? Where the fuck is this motherfucker at? Like, I was looking at
UCLA.
He's at Harbor City. He's at Harbor City.
Harbor
Kaiser.
City.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. So hopefully all that gets settled, then, because it's important for this team. They're pretty much Carlos Harvey. That's the guy that pretty much signed. So it seems the squad has 5 open roster spots. Besides the guys that were drafted, they haven't officially signed. So what kind of moves do you guys want to see coming? Like position, not specifically players. If you have player names, go for it. But what positions do you still want to see additions on this team, Nelson?
Look at Timmy. I'm gonna kick this to Timmy. Timmy's got a guy he's been rallying for a while.
You better not say fucking Gio Santos right now.
Who is it, Tim? No. Who's your guy? Who do you want?
Is it the same person we're thinking about? Because we kind of talked about him a lot on the podcast. I just want to be sure if we're on the same page.
There's the joke answer, and then there's the one that would be dope.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna start with the one that would be dope. So the dope. My dream transfer would be Sergio Ramos in the Galaxy gear. Because, I mean, think about it. Rudy, I talked about it with Rudy kind of in the Discord chat, and he was like, hey, he does check off all the boxes. He's a natural leader in the back line. He's that super flashy player, and he shows up in big matches. And, I mean, think about it. I'm just going to go into a little fantasizing kind of thing here, and I'm going to be like, dude, if he scores a freaking banger header or like a really banger penalty, which he's known for nowadays for scoring penalties, I mean, I'd be happy shit. And especially if he freaking dogs out
a DP to be a defender.
But I mean, wouldn't you not pay the money for Sergio Ramos? I mean, yeah, he's aging a bit, but like, I mean, it's freaking Sergio. You wouldn't?
We paid Omar too a little bit, DP.
Yeah, but I wouldn't, based on that we're not there yet as a league. If we have 4 DP spots, I would.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. But honestly, in my opinion, for the quality that Sergio Ramos is, and if he still continues that quality as he gets, older, I will definitely drop the bag on him.
So if you had a chance right now to pick him up in the summer, you'll pick him up or Cristiano Ronaldo if you had one DP spot open.
Yeah, there is that. But I mean, I'm just thinking of like because they're on different levels of like the transfer list. But
That's what
like
I'm saying. I'm saying that, hey, they're both big time players. They both show up to big games.
Mhm.
Who would you gonna get? You have one DP spot, or you pay it on the defender, or you get it on an attacker. Who do you get?
Yeah, that is true. I would get it on the attacker. But I'm just thinking right now we desperately do need a center back as well. I mean, we do have people, but I mean, dude, we don't even know like the news chase on him or what he's
Bro,
gonna
we
do.
said center back. People is not a center back. He is a sweeper.
He's a sweeper. Yeah. But yeah, I would I would drop the back on Cristiano Ronaldo as well. He is also a difference maker in the back. 100%. Not in the back, sorry, in the front.
And then what about you guys? Any positions or players that you guys would like the Galaxy to go after?
I've talked to Timmy about this one, and I feel it's one that we both share. Like that'd be awesome for him to come sign and play for us. I really like. He's playing in the CSL right now. I think he's playing for. I think it's Guangzhou. I don't know what club he's at, or I think he might be at Shanghai. I'd really love to bring in Hulk. I think Hulk would be awesome off the right side. He's still got a little bit in him. And a dream one completely. I know he also just signed a new deal, but me being a Chelsea fan, apart from the Galaxy, I would love, and I think it would be awesome. I've been thinking about this recently and haven't brought it up to the boys. I would love to see if Oscar were to come make the jump to the MLS. I think he'd be a perfect player to come play here.
Okay, let me throw this since you brought up EPL. What about bringing in as a TAM player, Mata?
Mata? Dude, that's our guy.
He's
That's
an older
me.
guy. I think
Yeah.
I think he'll probably take a TAM deal rather than a DP deal, based on that he's gonna go play at LA. Based on that he has history with Chicharito, so he probably knows a little bit about him more. So will you take him as a TAM deal as a camp?
100% take him as a TAM deal. He's not in Ole Solskjaer's plans going forward as the United team looks like Bruno will be that number 10 for the next 10 years. I would love that. He's still got some in the tank, and that's Nelson's favorite Chelsea player of all time.
He doesn't have to run, man. He's got those passes on lock, and I think he would do good.
Would you take, now that you guys mentioned Oscar, Hulk, or Mata? If you had to choose one to come in as a TAM deal, who are you going to choose?
Oscar.
Oscar's like younger Mata.
Exactly.
When would he take a TAM deal?
Oh, dude, he's getting that China money.
Coming from China, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. He just signed a new deal out there anyway, so that was just sort of like a pipe dream. I had been thinking about it, like that'd be super cool to see him. Mata or Hulk is in the realm of being more realistic.
How have we not brought up Agüero? Like just this morning, right?
There's just too many free agents, man. It's just insane.
It's kind of hard because now you don't have GBS, and
no
Argentinian. And I think him and Chicharito come in the same position.
Yeah.
I don't think Agüero's gonna come as to be a cam. I don't see him as a cam. I don't think he has that flair as a cam. He is a natural striker. And while Chicharito's still here, I don't think we're bringing in another striker.
That kills me because I love him. And I mean, you know, he's class. He's on route to another Premier League trophy to cement his greatness. I mean, granted that title race is still busted open over there in England, but I don't see really anyone competing with them. They have a game in hand, and Aguero's still that man scoring goals for them. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where he takes his career from there, but I very much agree with you, Manny. I don't think he plays behind Chicharito or off him. I feel like he needs to be the number 9 for sure. So,
I see him going to New York.
Like a David Villa?
Either to Red Bulls or to
probably
NYC.
Yeah,
because
because
they'll have that money to throw at them.
To move for him, yeah, for sure.
And then question I brought up earlier, but then we sidetracked. What needs to happen for it to be considered a successful season in your opinions? Go ahead, Timmy, and touch on that.
Okay. So for this to be a successful season, I will say this. Even if we don't make playoffs, I want the DPs to make a positive impact on the field. Because last season there was obviously not much motivation, especially from the goalkeeper all the way up to the front lines. And if we do make playoffs, that's an even bigger success because that's exceeding my expectations. I just want us to show that this season we are fighting for the crest, that our players have freaking fight in them and grit and just freaking positive vibes and everything. And if we do make playoffs, I mean, I'd be happy too. And if Chicha has a good season and he scores 15, 20 goals, or even if he also has a positive effect on the field, I think that's a success for us as well. I just need our DPs to all be on the field and make a freaking positive impact as well.
Michael,
Playoffs. That's it.
playoffs.
I'm a very easy man to please. Get us above the red line, and I'm good. Successful season for the Galaxy and Greg Vanney.
I'm with that. Playoffs with
Yep.
DPs or without DPs. You get us into playoffs, that's a successful season. And
Exactly.
it can only help us build.
And then Nelson.
Playoffs, man. Playoffs in the crest and the culture. I feel like I've been talking about the culture a lot the last couple of weeks. I just want to see them. I want to see them take the shirt as seriously as we do. I think like Timmy had said, like I'm somewhere between Timmy and Mike. If we don't make the playoffs, but it was close or whatever, but like the ship has really turned around, then cool. That's a bonus. But I just want to see. I want to see blood, sweat, and tears.
Exactly.
And that's how I feel, and I think that's something we've touched a lot as supporters this offseason has been the culture within the club. Like there really hasn't been a culture, there hasn't been an identity, both on the field and within the locker room. And I think that's something that's really important, and I hope Greg brings that. And it seems he does, like what he has said, that these players can't live in the past. They can't live with the Galaxy being the club with 5 championships. They got to come and do their own legacy as well. So for me, the minimum I would take is the playoffs. To be honest with you, even though I do think that it might be a little too drastic. Pretty much being a team that's getting a new coach, a team that didn't make the playoffs last year, a team that might be without their DP for some time if it is Pavon because of injuries, that surgery. So it might be too much to ask for, but me as a Galaxy fan, the minimum is playoffs. Manny, we were pretty much touching about the pretty much playoffs being the minimum. How do you feel with the Galaxy this season? What needs to happen for it to be considered a successful season?
Playoffs. Greg Vanney has showed that he is a good coach in MLS, a successful coach in MLS. He's been in a lot of competitions. He's won a lot of competitions, and he's been in a lot of finals. So I think he has the pedigree to know how to get it at least into playoffs. I'm okay with that. If we don't get into the playoffs, at least get us into the CCL and he get U.S. Open Cup. You know, and he get us into something. I think he's experienced enough to get us through that with DPS or without DPS, and he's smart enough like that because he didn't have an Altador and he brought in some young guys that actually helped him out. You know, I think the only DP that he had kind of consistent was Michael Bradley at Toronto. Everybody else was off and on. You know, after Jovinko left, nobody knew Pozuelo. He came up and he lit up the thing. Altador wasn't always there, but he always found a way how to win. And he was pretty much one PK away from winning 4 cups in 1 year. You know,
Yeah.
that's so I think he knows how to win. So I think he's able to get us to playoffs even with fucking Zubac playing forward.
Zubac Dios.
Zubac
He's
Dios.
My
he's
bad.
good.
I was like, my bad. I stepped away because I ran out of beer, so I had to go fucking go get the
The gentleman
The
Jack.
gentleman Jack. Yeah.
for the Manny After Dark community.
I've been on empty. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I think Vanny shows he's good with kids too. And like we have all these young players. It's that system, man. We gotta have a system.
And I
Yep.
think that's key. Is the whole having a system, having an identity, both and a culture, both on the field and in the locker room. I think that's very important.
But Kevin,
You,
I was gonna say, like, we've been in conversations with the coaches and stuff like that. And do you feel that like they're all in the same page? Like they all have that same grit? And
I
I feel
feel
I feel it.
I feel it is. From
The
Gray
goalie coach to
to
everything, right?
Kevin, yeah, they're all on the same page. I think it's important for them to turn this thing around. Like I mentioned earlier, they are aware that this is the most successful club in the MLS, but these players need to make their own legacy. They need to continue. They can't live from what Cienfuegos did or Kevin Hartman did. They know that, and I think that's very important. I think honestly, in many, me and you were
Even the renovation that they did, they're doing renovations for
in the
for
stadium.
the team, for the
Yeah.
stadium. They're doing some renovations. They're starting off with the club first, and they're changing their weight rooms into theater rooms to like video rooms, because I guess before they would just be in the lounges watching TV.
And how can a professional team not have a video room? Like if you go to Texas where football's very popular, high schools they have that video room. How does a professional soccer team in the United States not have a video room?
You know what? I'm gonna answer that because you have the fucking Chargers there, you have the U.S. national team there, you have the women's national team there, you have fucking XFL in there. So all those rooms that should be fucking for your club, they're rented out to other shit.
Yeah.
And now that they're not there, gut them out and make them for your club.
And
Fucking
super off topic, fuck the Chargers.
hey.
You're about to
Oh,
trigger
oh,
Alex.
I'm a Niner fan, but if I go to AFC,
Oh,
I'm
you're
wearing
a
the
Niner
Chargers.
fan? You're a
right.
Niner fan? That's even worse.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, a Raider fan?
No, I'm a Seahawk fan.
Oh my god, bro! A Seahawk fan. Fucking
Yes.
5 years ago, you became a Seahawk fan.
Nah, I was watching it then, bro. I
Nah,
was
from
watching it
little.
also.
No, bro.
Yeah.
Did you watch it when they actually were at the Super Bowl versus Pittsburgh and they lost?
That was my brother, yeah.
2005. Yeah.
With Sean Alexander. Yeah.
So,
Dude, Matt Hasselbeck,
Yeah.
old school.
Hey, did you see that? He says we're heads and we're gonna score, and he throws the interception.
Gotta love it.
Uh,
Hey, good shit. Good sports, though. Good sports.
I love it. I love it.
All right, guys. So just to touch on some community stuff before we go, always check out all the other podcasts, G30, Corner of the Galaxy, all of them. There's a bunch to name, but I know News Across the Galaxy, they had the first Galaxy captain, Captain Dan. So go check that out. Also ACB, they're gonna be having a charity event. It's called the warm up. They're gonna be collecting new blankets on February 27 at the Dignity Health Sports Park. For those who can't make it, they do have an Amazon wish list. So there's still a way to help and support without making it out to the stadium. So all those that could help out, I think that'll be something really great and really awesome. We're gonna be back next week. It's gonna be at a different time. I just got a confirmation of a guest we were trying to get, and it's a former Galaxy player. We'll be announcing during the week. So we're gonna be recording at 7 p.m. next week.
Give him a teaser. Give him a teaser. Give him a teaser.
First teaser, 1998. I believe he was on the squad. We'll leave it at that, and then the way we're gonna do it during the week, we're gonna be dropping hints, and until someone guesses or it's time to.
If somebody guesses it, I'll come up with a price. How about that? If somebody guesses that the player that we're gonna have, I'll come up with a price. I'll make it worth your while.
Yeah. So we're working pretty much finalize that. So hopefully that goes through next week. So we'll be on at 7 p.m. So it's a different time. Just because of the time difference, that's another hint. So this player does not live in the United States. And then go ahead, Timmy. Where could people reach you on the socials?
So my Twitter is at SpicyTaco18. My IG is SpicyTaco18. And you could also keep up with the G30 boys and the G30 Podcast at G30 Podcast on Twitter.
Nelson.
I'm at CountChalk786 on Twitter and also at G30. Yeah, we're there. We're all there.
And then Michael.
You can come check me out on my Twitter at DestroyerCFC, and like the other two boys said, come check us out on Twitter at the G30 Podcast.
And then Manny, anything that you want to close with, and then also your socials.
Socials is at Twitter Manny2_G. PS4 coming at Juicebox. If you guys want to join the Zoom, we're gonna be here for a little bit after this. I just opened up the Jack, so we'll have a little community after dark. If you
I'm
guys want to
putting
come
the
in and
I'm putting the link in the comments right now.
Let's
just
go.
come in, just have a chat. We can talk about anything. It has to be Galaxy, football, basketball, baseball. Doesn't matter. Just come out and just have a good time. And thank you guys for G30 for having us, and thank you guys for showing up. And actually, this is awesome.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
thank
Thanks
Sure,
for having
bro.
us.
thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us, and thank you so much for being on our show and having us on yours. Thank you for the love and support, man. We really appreciate y'all.
And yeah,
Yeah,
just to
bro.
double down, we're really happy that we were able to be with you guys being with us. We're all about collaborating with all the other podcasts, and hopefully soon we could have more of that. You guys could reach us community_G. I'm on Twitter as Kevin underscore U10. Also, if you have a business, anything, make sure you reach out to us. If you want to be on, reach out to us. We're all about having you on. But other than that, thank you. We'll see you guys next week at 7 p.m. Thank you guys.
For
Catch y'all
sure.
later.
Peace out, y'all.